I'm rarely at a loss for words, but I will say that this was a little bit intimidating. I don't like to talk about me, and trying to figure out how to move forward and talk about a short presentation about my career and extension was very difficult, but I realized there is a golden thread that runs through it. And that golden thread is the peanut crop. I've been extension specialist at the University of Georgia since 2000. I'm responsible for extension and outreach for disease nematode management on agronomic crops, peanut, cotton, corn, and soybeans. But in the state of Georgia, peanuts is certainly one of those most important crops. I saw this quilt hanging in an abandoned farmhouse I visited on one of my trips, and I realized that that was the thread. That's what I want to use. Each of these patches on this quilt represent some of the things I do: extension and applied research, farmers with Georgia. But the thread is the peanuts that run through that. And whether you call it peanuts or mani or pistache or groundnut or cacahuate or words I can't say in Thai or Chinese, peanut is an international crop that affects millions of people around the world and is especially important for processing for women and children around the world as well. In peanuts, as a plant pathologist, I have to say that diseases are an important part, an inevitable part of growing peanuts. They cause yield loss. The cost of management is hugely important. We have a number of different diseases: leaf spots, white mold, limb rot. And you can see in this picture here, whether you're in Thailand, Guyana, Philippines, Argentina, Cambodia, United States of America, you can see the same diseases. The diseases like leaf spot and rust follow these crops around. And in order to make a successful crop, growers must be able to fight them. Part of my program, since I've been at the University of Georgia, is applied research for disease recommendations. I run fungicide studies. I look at resistant varieties. I look at nematicide studies, crop production studies. And these are important in Georgia because we need to fight these diseases. But it's not just me. Obviously, I'm extension with applied research. I have a number of different specialists who work with, a number of different researchers you can see pictured here. We truly are a team that spans not only the state of Georgia, but in the Southeast as well. And I'm very much indebted to this, all of them across disciplines. What we've been able to do with these trials and these cross references across disciplines is to package this into something called Peanut RX. It's a research-based product that allows our growers to determine not only what the risk is for different diseases, but also how to manage them better. We've also moved forward now that we've able to put it online. One of the big things this past couple of years is by working to put an online form that we can use that the growers can access from their smartphones and also from their laptops. I coordinate what we call the Peanut RX Retreat. This is 2016. We have it every year. We bring in researchers and extension specialists from Clemson University, University of Georgia, the University of Florida, from Mississippi State University, Auburn University. Bring them in to try and evolve and bring this forward. One thing I'm especially proud of with the Peanut RX is not only do growers use it, but we've had the industry buy into it. And I'm especially proud because industry recognizes that by tailoring their programs to what's best for the growers, less fungicides when they need less, more when they do, is important for the sustainability of our industry. I work very much with county agents. County agents are my first and primary client. I work with them doing their on-farm research, trainings, working with them for disease and diagnostics, doing field visits. The county agents are the most important. And I'm especially proud that the county agents, such as Tucker Price here, turn what they work on with me into their own professional development, presenting papers, presenting presentations at national meetings and regional meetings for their own professional development and for their own promotion. I work very closely with graduate students, either as mentors, as advisors, co-advisors. I work with them as committee members. I also work with them simply in the area of peanut disease management and I'm part of their programs. Their committees may be agronomy, they may be across disciplines, but all comes back to peanuts. Here's an example of a recent graduate student, Dr. Clarence Codod, or Mr. Clarence Codod, and you can see that what he's working on there is advancing, looking at ways we can look at climate as far as advancing Peanut RX. It's a living working group that we work with, and we have that aspect. Working with graduate students as well, putting them in the field and working with them in extension-related projects also turns into their professional development. We see their projects turned into peer-reviewed publications in journal articles that they use for their own professional development. One thing I'm especially proud of, and I've been able to work on, the University of Georgia has given me seemingly limitless opportunity to work with the peanut crop. I'm very much involved with USAID peanut programs in different countries, to include Haiti, Guyana, the Philippines, and now most recently the Gambia. I take my graduate students. Here is Dr. Abraham Fulmer, formerly a graduate student with me. I take them and involve them as much as possible. A significant portion of his research was conducted in Haiti. This develops them not only as far as professional, but also develops their interests and their expertise. Research objectives in Haiti with now Dr. Fulmer were to look at how we could increase the quality and the quantity of peanut yields for very deserving small-scale farmers who had very limited access to information, very limited access to research, and certainly very limited access to extension. I've worked in the Philippines. Here is working with Dr. Janet Luis and her technician. We worked to form atoxigenic aflatoxin products that could be used to reduce aflatoxin. I brought Dr. Luis here, and you can see there's probably no more famous Georgia peanut farmer than Jimmy Carter. I'd like to finish this up by saying UGA Extension is family. And I do what I do because they do what they do. I've had the opportunity to work around the world, but no place more at home than within the borders of the state of Georgia and in our region as well. It's been an outstanding career. And I'd like to finish with this, simply with Norman Borlaug's quote, "I personally cannot live comfortably in the midst of abject hunger and poverty." What I love most about my job, and which I'm most grateful for this recognition, is that it's allowed me to do within the state of Georgia and beyond those things which I feel most important in trying to make a difference. Thanks again for this recognition. I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful to the University of Georgia for what they provided me to be able to do this. Thank you.